A very good morning and a warm welcome to every one of you present over here. Society for the Advancement of Agricultural, Horticultural and Allied Sciences SAHAS welcomes you to the third day of the training program on precision farming. Today we'll be engaging with an impressive lineup of presentation by one of our eminent personality who is well versed in the field of agronomy. So let us start up the session today. So we are delighted to have with us today Dr. Prakash Ghasal. Adding on to his notable achievements and having done his PhD in agronomy, he has been affiliated with Indian Institute of Farming System Research, Modipuram, Meerut, being specialized in the field of integrated farming system, organic farming, nutrition management. He has been awarded with the Young Agronomist Award by ATDS Society in 2020. He has published greater than 35 research papers, 11 book chapters, 2 training manuals, 16 popular articles. His PhD work has been conferred with the Best Thesis Award by Indian Society of Agronomy in the year 2018. Currently working as a scientist, agronomy at ICAR IIFSR Modipuram since the year 2015. He's working on the development of climate smart sustainable IFS model for marginal farmers of West UP. He's also into the development of package of practices coupled with nutrition management and organic production. He's also evaluating the nutrient practices under rice, wheat, and maize, as well as the wheat cropping system. So this is in brief about Dr. Prakash Chand Hasal. I heartily welcome you to this program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tamanna.
Thank you, sir. The soil is the precious resource of which agriculture has its base, and careful management of this complex system is very essential these days. Among cultivation practices taken up by the growers, crop rotation is one such practice that aids in enhancing the soil health and fertility that also help us attain the sustainability. In addition to this, tackling of pests and diseases is also very important. In light of this, Dr. Prakash Chand will be highlighting us today about all the agronomical practices, the crop rotation, fertility, and the pest resurgence that has been occurred in the system of agriculture. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, shall I share from here or someone is going to share from there?
Sir, if you're convenient, you can share, sir.
Okay. So, I think my slides are visible to all of you. Is it visible? Slides are visible?
No, sir, as of... Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir, your slides are visible. You can continue.
So, thank you very much, the team of SAHAS for inviting me for delivering this important lecture for this particular training program. So I believe the participants are I think, the students. Most of them are from student side. So this particular lecture, I have compiled the information and I have tried to justify this particular topic. So first of all, thank you, SAHAS team. And the topic I have modified, somehow I have modified whatever it was decided to deliver by me, but the content will be more or less same. And the title today we will discuss on the how this cropping system intensification or this diversification is helping our overall ecosystem health. So my slides are moving?
Yeah, sir, yeah.
Okay. So here we can see how our Indian or global agriculture have moved from very traditional agriculture to now very innovative, or we can see or we can say that from the digitalization we have moved. Even now we are talking about more about the nanotechnology. So initially we were having the traditional type of agriculture and the implements and whatever equipments we were having. So all the equipments were the animal drawn equipment. So from after that, then there was a period of green revolution is around 1960s. Then we have moved from this mechanization, and then in the later 90s or in the early 21st century, then we have moved for the technology. And now we can easily see that for the spray purpose, we are using the drones, and even we are doing a lot of controlled cultivation in the poly houses and all these things. And now the India is also leading in the in terms of the nanotechnology, and now a lot of our products are being used for the nutrient management as well as other growth hormone. So now agriculture is also shifting. There is huge pressure on our resources, particularly agricultural resources, and it is really very challenging to meet out the each and everyone's food and nutrition requirement. And now, other than this, with the introduction of the green revolution, there was certainly there was increase in the productivity and increase in the livelihood of the farmers as well as the country's population. But with the introduction of the green revolution, there is some negative effects of this green revolutions are also there. And so among these, somehow we have lost our traditional knowledge, whatever traditional knowledge and whatever traditional varieties we were having. So these varieties and knowledge now we have lost. Slowly we are losing it. Other than this, we are also polluting or degrading our soil quality as well as environment due to the application of lot of agrochemicals and other allied activities or other factors which are affecting the environmental issue. Other than this, we are also now we are going for the commercialized agriculture, and we are more focused on the monocropping. So here we are, so in that way, we are going for a cereal-based cropping system. Here in North Indian condition, we can see that this rice wheat cropping system or second ratoon wheat system is these two cropping system are very predominant in the North Indian condition. So whatever the cropping diversity we should have, that we are losing, and in that connection we are also losing our soil biodiversity in terms of the microbes and other things. Even the macro and microfauna are also reducing in our soils. We are also declining our soil resilience. Our soil fertility is reducing. We can see that most of our Indian soils are deficit in organic carbon, nitrogen, and all the major we can see this sulfur and micronutrients. So we are deficient. So it means there is some issues with the green revolution or with our management. We have not maintained all the practices. Other than this, we are also facing the reduction in our groundwater reservoirs or resources. And every year, you must be knowing that our groundwater level is decreasing each year. So it is also going to affect our future generation. So we also have to think how best we can conserve our water resources or other natural resources. And definitely, with the use of different agrochemicals and our practices like residue burnings, these are also creating a lot of environmental issues and releasing greenhouse gases due to the higher application of particularly nitrogenous fertilizers. So now there is a need to restore our soil health by changing our crop practices or changing in our crop rotation. So in that way, here we can see that how our green revolution has affected different parameters like soil, water, air, even people and traditional knowledge and economy. So when we see the soil, so all the negative parts are there. Hardly we will find that our green revolution practices after the green revolution we have improved our soil health. So there is a lot of reports on the soil quality deterioration after the green revolution, and then water quality also. There is huge pressure and huge debate on how we can reduce our water table reduction. Then here there is also need to conserve our traditional knowledge. That's why the government is also promoting this Paramparagath Krishi Vikas Yojana and this natural farming, Bharati Paramparagath Prakratik Krishi Paddhati. So likewise, they are also trying to conserve our whatever traditional knowledge we have. We want to conserve that. So based on these, mapped IIFSR have what are the major cropping systems in our country. So recently we have developed this crop atlas. So for the first major cropping systems, we have identified that 103 cropping systems are the major cropping system in our country. And from these list, we can see that most of our cropping systems are focused on the cereal-based cropping system, and we are having the cropping system like this pulses and oilseed based cropping system in the areas where we have limited resources or in the rain-fed areas or dryland area. So, so whatever area or potential area or rich area we have or water resources are available, then that area is occupied or we are increasing the area under the cereal based cropping system, so or monocropping. So that is also a very critical thing for the sustainability of Indian agriculture. Similarly, you can see that we have also identified the second major cropping system of the country. 123 major cropping systems are also there. So here in the second major cropping system, you can see, okay, there is some diversity in the system. Some other crops are also there other than the cereal crops. So, but the majority of area is under the monocropping and on the cereal based cropping system. So that affects our soil quality as well as our sustainability. So here from you can see here that 20 years back what was the area under the different cropping system, and now what how much area has been changed. So you can see that the sugarcane ratoon wheat system earlier 20 years back it was less than 1 million hectares, but now at present it is around 2.5 million hectares. So you can see that there is 150 times or 150% increase in the area. Similarly, in the rice wheat cropping system, now the area, generally we say that rice wheat cropping system is around 10 million to 12 million area. But now this area has increased, and now the rice area under the rice wheat cropping system is more than 15 million hectares. So we are increasing our area under some of the cereal-based cropping system. And even you can see that area under this rice vegetable system and pearl millet wheat system and maize wheat system, it has reduced. So because we have shifted our area of these cropping system to the other cropping system, like particularly this rice wheat cropping system. And in the rice wheat cropping system, particularly this 5 million hectare area has increased in the last 2 decades. And these are the major states which are contributing for the area enhancement under rice wheat cropping system. This Uttar Pradesh as well as Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, and Bihar. So, as all we know that this rice crop is not a traditional crop for this North Indian condition or particularly Punjab, Haryana, and Western Uttar Pradesh. But now this rice wheat cropping system has taken lead, and it has replaced other traditional crops, whatever crops were being grown here. So that has been replaced by the rice wheat cropping system. So there is need to identify the alternative cropping system. Here you can see here in the Punjab situation, you can see a top two figures. So this right hand side, you can see the 20-year back. There was some other crops like this maize wheat cropping system or cotton wheat crops were also there other than the rice wheat cropping system as a major first major cropping system. But now the whole Punjab area is having all the districts of this Punjab is having the rice wheat cropping system as a first major cropping system. So whatever area we were earlier having in the cotton wheat or maize wheat, so some area has been moved to the rice wheat cropping system. So that is affecting the sustainability, and that is there is need to rethink how we can maintain the sustainability of Punjab and this North Indian condition. Similarly, in Uttar Pradesh, we can see that this green portion, the first left-hand side figure, you can see that all the green area is the rice wheat cropping system area, and the upper area, yellow one is the ratoon, this sugarcane ratoon wheat. And in the Bundelkhand, in the bottom part, you can see some brown area. So here some fallow area is there, and in the Rabi season, they are taking this wheat crop. So these are the some of the. So here also again we can see that whole in the whole Uttar Pradesh, most of the area is covered under the rice wheat cropping system area. Uh, Other than this, some other cropping systems are also there. So earlier there was more area under the fallow during the Kharif season, and people were trying to cultivate during the Rabi season to harness the whatever moisture was there conserved during the rainy season that was utilized by sowing of the Rabi season crop. But now the concept has changed, and now farmers are believing that okay, Rabi season cultivation is better than the sowing of Rabi crops on the residual moisture. So now area under Kharif fallow is less as compared to the Rabi fallow. Over the last 2 decades, the area under Kharif fallow has been decreased by 29%, but area under the Rabi fallow has increased by 60%. So this shows that trend-fed area where only one crop is possible. Now farmers are shifting from Rabi to Kharif just to ensure okay moisture is there. So they are more confident to grow Kharif season crop as compared to the growing of Rabi season crop. So if we talk about the South Indian scenario, so earlier in the South Indian condition also this rice based or rice fallow area was common, but due to the limitation of water in some part of the southern Indian condition, or you can see particularly in Telangana, 20 years back, there was only rice cropping system. But now the whole area, the first major cropping system in Telangana is the cotton wheat. This cotton cropping system is there. So, so also we have to shift as per our whatever resources are available. We have to modify our cropping system. So you can see that this cotton fallow and pigeon pea, groundnut, and this maize are coming up very well in the South Indian condition. Even this Rabi maize also a very potential crop for the South Indian condition. Other than this, now we know that our green revolution or monocropping is affecting a lot. So there is need of this crop diversification. So we know that cropping there are different type of crop diversification. Means we can substitute crops. Suppose I have rice wheat cropping system. I want to diversify my cropping system. Then I can replace my one of the crop with another crop. Like I can replace my rice crop with the maize crop. So I have substituted my rice crop with maize crop. Other than this, I can intensify. I can add another crop. So suppose my rice wheat cropping system is there. I can also add one more crop, short duration summer season crop. I can add, or I can take a short duration crop and I can further I can increase my crop intensification. There are other approaches like based on the availability of the land. Now farmers are shifting from the field-based cultivation to landscape-based cultivation. So community farming is also now coming up, and by that way we can also increase the diversification in the area. Now based on the water availability, if water is not available, so we can go for some low water requiring crops. And then vertical diversification means some value addition we can do. And so by that way, we can increase our diversification, and there is need of this diversification in the present context. So there are some studies which have shown how this monocropping is better than our this monocropping is not better than the high diversity or multiple cropping. So here you can see that when we are having the monoculture, or we on the another area we are having the high diversity. So there will be more residue added to the different sources in the soil and in the diversified farming, and that will increase our soil aggregation, and soil stabilization will be also there. And the root exudates, whatever root exudates are released from the different plants, so that will be also diversified, and it will increase the microbial diversity in the soil. So in that way, we can increase our soil biological properties, soil macro and microfauna we can increase. Further, this will also increase the competitive ability of the microbes against the different. So by that way, we can also reduce our soil-borne different soil-borne diseases and soil-borne other pathogen we can reduce. And if our soil is healthy and so macro aggregates are there, so it is also less prone to different kind of other abiotic stresses like this water stress and other. So by that way, we can increase and during the different experimentation, it was found that as compared to the monocropping, diversified cropping system have the better soil organic carbon content over the period of time. So similarly, here we can see that when we have the crop-based system and slowly we change it into the perennial based cropping system, like in the orchard or other pasture-based system. So over the period of time, there is improvement in the soil chemical and biological properties, and even there is much increase in the microbial diversity also there. So here we can see that organic carbon content has increased from first year to when we see the fifth year, so it has increased from 0.172, it has increased up to 0.25% in the soil. So, so diversification is really very important, and we have to see what are the resources available with us, how best we can modify the existing cropping system. So other than this, the diversified cropping system have other benefits, means it reduces the soil erosion as well as reduces soil-borne diseases. And it also improves the nutrient use efficiency, water use efficiency, improves the biodiversity and soil other functional microorganisms it increases. So as compared to the, if we see the per hectare productivity or per unit productivity under the monocropping or the diversified cropping, for most of the cases you will find that the diversified cropping system gives a more productivity under the per unit area as well as it will give you better resource use efficiency in terms of the water, nutrient, and other. So we will be having the more use efficiency of different natural resources as well as there will be more diversity and there will be more our soil beneficial activities in the soil. So, so now concept of sustainable agriculture is there, and so for improvement of the soil sustainability, we can also integrate this different biofertilizer and organic inputs. There is a need to integrate in the our management, so it will increase our soil activities. Also, it will reduce the nutrient losses and also reduce the different environmental impacts. So by the increasing the beneficial microbes, these can increase our nutrient mineralization, and by that way we can reduce our nutrient application also. If there is a better mineralization and better availability of the nutrient, then we can also reduce our nutrient application in the crops. And particularly this rice cropping system, particularly in the North Indian condition, it is under threat for the sustainability point of view. And after the harvesting of the rice, there is a very limited period is available for the sowing of this wheat crop. So generally farmers prefer to burn these crop residues due to the non-availability of proper or efficient technology on the time to collect these extra and just to dispose it. So farmers are going for this residue burning. So it is affecting because farmers are losing very precious nutrients, whatever they can. Otherwise, they could added in the soil, so they are losing. At the same time, we are also polluting our environment. So there is also need to diversify. So for this rice feed cropping system, there is lot of efforts are being made by the Indian government. Even the ICR institutes are also providing the other alternative cropping systems for this rice feed cropping system and for the replacement of this basmati rice or rice. Some other crops, suitable crops like cotton, maize, pearl millet, and other legumes crops we can add. Particularly, this maize crop is now in focus, particularly in Punjab area and in Haryana. So researchers are also promoting this Kharif season this maize crop. And in the Rabi season crop, even this mustard is also a very good alternative crop. So wheat we can also replace with the other oilseed crop, because now government is also focusing for improving this area under or production under legumes as well as in oilseeds. So this mustard crop is a very potential crop, and this conservation agriculture practices, you must be knowing this zero till wheat and zero till our rice or DSR is now being promoted by the Punjab government. And this summer green gram we can take as a additional crop. So earlier two examples are this maize and uh, our mustard crop is the substitution, and this uh, um, our green gram is the intensification through the addition of the another crop in the existing cropping system. So for the identification or intensification point of view, we can see that under the IGP, this Indo-Gangetic Plain, so there are three parts of this IGP, is trans Gangetic, then upper Gangetic, middle Gangetic, then east, lower Gangetic. So in the eastern IGP, we can see that there are different challenges or issues, such as this erratic monsoon and droughts in the upland and terminal heat stress for the wheat crop. So for that, some intensification options are like for the kharif rice, we can replace it with the maize crop. And in the areas where is the drought in the upland landscape, so rice can be replaced to the maize crop. Other than this, there are other fallow areas. Rice fallow area is there. So after the rice, mustard crop we can take because its water requirement is very less. And if we have the short duration rice varieties, then we can also harness the whatever residual moisture of monsoon season is available. So that can be utilized for the timely sowing of mustard crop. Other than this our maize during the Rabi season in the Bihar and this West Bengal, it is a very potential crop as compared to other crops, whatever crops are available like wheat, and so we can have this maize as a Rabi uh, crop in this area. Uh, Other than this, integrated farming system approach. So because our institute is Indian Institute working on the integrated farming system, and we have developed around more than 70 integrated farming system models for different agroecologies suitable to the considering the available resources of the farmers. So even integrated farming system approach also we can adopt, where we can have the field crops as well as some horticulture or some perennial crops we can have. So that will increase our sustainability, because if area is having a lot of issues, particularly this monsoon related issues, then some of our perennial or orchard crops can sustain or can reduce the our risk. Similarly, if we see the Western Indo-Gangetic Plain, means this Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. So here the major challenges are the declining water table. And other than this, the variable rainfall pattern you can see. Here you can see that during the June and July, there was very good rainfall, but there was long dry spell, particularly during this year, during the August. And now again, we are having the very good rainfall even uh, we can't say that it is a good rainfall because the intensity is very high. Right. Though we are having the almost normal rainfall, but the intensity on a different, because it is a very erratic rainfall and lot of issues it is creating, so it is also affecting. So in that way also we can have our maize as a replacement we can have for the rice. Then for the rice wheat, we can have the moon. Then other relay cropping of this wheat can be done under the cotton-based cotton area. So that is also a potential area. Other than this sugarcane, where sugarcane is a major crop, so intercropping is a very good option for the crop selection and intensification. So you must be knowing that there are different planting season for the sugarcane. So autumn, aman, and so autumn is it is a 18-month crop, and it is sown in the month of October. Then second one is the February March sown sugarcane, and another one is the May planting. So there are three planting season for sugarcane, and based on the planting time, we can select the different intercrop. Like for the Fugason sugarcane, there is huge opportunity of growing different Rabi season crop. And during the February or March sown sugarcane, we can have different short duration summer crops as an intercrop in the sugarcane. So other than this, our because when we are changing our agronomic practices, then we also have to change, because when we are changing our cropping systems and other things, then we also have to think about the other agronomic practices. And this conservation agriculture is a very important agronomic practice which can improve our soil health and our sustainability of agriculture production. So because it increases uh, the infiltration, water infiltration, and in that way it reduces the our soil erosion. And this also reduces the transport of this nitrate and phosphorus to the deeper layers or in the volatilization losses. Also improve the air quality through the retention of residues or non-burning of the residue. Then over the period of time, it has been seen that under the long-term conservation agriculture practices improves the soil organic carbon content, and it also improves our soil bulk density. Means there will be lower bulk density, so that considered as a good soil physical property. And here, because the way it will reduce the other operation for the preparation and all this, so in that way we can also reduce our consumption of fossil fuels. So it increases our biodiversity, it reduces the climate negative impact. It also provides the food security, because by saving some of the time during the preparation and all these things, we can have the additional crop, so that by that way we can increase our per unit productivity, per unit area productivity, and erosion, definitely erosion reduces. So these are the some of the potential benefits of this conservation agriculture as compared to the conventional agriculture. So here we can see that the crop yields are improving, generally improves under the conservation agriculture, and system productivity in general it is higher under the conservation agriculture, and water storage is more under the conservation agriculture as compared to the conventional agriculture. You can see that under the conventional farming practices, there is reduction in the water table. So other ecosystem services like regulating, there are four this ecosystem services are there, like this provisioning services, regulating services, supporting services. So, so in that way, it is a very good agriculture agronomic practice which improves the all kind of ecosystem services. It reduces the erosion, improves the soil fertility, reduces greenhouse gas emission. So clean water is there. It's moderate the extreme events, means droughts and floods, and it also improves as well biodiversity. So in that way, as compared to the conventional system, this conservation agriculture is a better option for improving the ecosystem health. So there are different practices for of this conservation agriculture, and all the practices have their benefits or as compared to the conventional system. So different practices you must be knowing. This laser land leveling is there. This minimum or zero tillage is there. Then direct seeded rice is there. Crop diversification, permanent bed or crop residue management. Then sensor-based our nutrient or pest management. So in that way, we can improve our natural resource use efficiency. And some other benefits, like in terms of the soil biological properties, when we have the conservation agriculture practices, then it improves the soil by microbial activity. So here you can see that when we have the zero tillage with full residue retention, so it improves the Azotobacter or phosphate solubilizing bacteria, then Pseudomonas. So means our beneficial microbes improves over the period of time when we have this minimum soil disturbance practices with ample our residue retention. And even this continuous conservation agriculture with residue retention also improves our organic carbon content in the soil over the period of time. And you can see even up to 15 to 30 centimeter layer also it have the impact, and there is improvement in the soil organic carbon content under conservation agriculture based practices. Other than this, our eastern India, where the rice fallow area, there is more than 10 million hectare area under the rice fallow. So that area we can also put under cultivation, and there are huge opportunity. So like zero till potato we can have, then mustard crop in the Rabi season can be taken up. Different kind of vegetables we can have, and by the so for adjusting these crop, we have to take some short duration varieties during the Kharif season crop. And actually, during the Rabi season time, there is shortage of water. So some solar powered based drip irrigation system also can be installed in the field, and that area can be brought under the cultivation. And we have identified some potential area for different crops. So for wheat, you can see the whole IGP area is there up to central India. There is a potential area for the wheat. So wheat can be taken up in the whole IGP as well as up to central India. After Maharashtra, there is no potentiality of this wheat cultivation. Similarly, for the mustard crop, so mustard is a very good crop. Even you can see up to Telangana, you can grow this mustard crop. But the area, this Rajasthan, this Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar, up to Bihar, even in the Assam also you can grow this mustard crop. So the area where is fellow area is more during the Rabi season crop. So we can use this mustard crop as a potential crop for the cultivation. And now country is also promoting the production of these oilseed crops. Other than these legumes, uh, we can also add in our cropping system. And you all know the benefits of legume crops. It improves the soil biological properties, soil physical properties, chemical properties. Even the application of cost of production is also very less. Hardly we apply any kind of fertilizers other than basal fertilizers. There is no need to apply because most of the legume crops have their own nitrogen fixation capacity. So by that way, we can utilize our resources and we can increase our nutritional security because legumes and oilseeds are deficit in our country. So some of the area we can put under the legume crops in our cropping system. So these are some of the potential rain-fed rice fallow area where pulses can be grown, like in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. So these are the areas where rice fallow area is there. Means after the cultivation of the rice, there is no crop. So these some of the crops have been identified for the different states. Like this chickpea can be taken during the Rabi season crop. Then this lentil can be taken, and some other our oilseed crops also we can take during the Rabi season crop. And other like this pulses are the lentils and lentils. So there is huge opportunity of cropping system diversification through addition of this legume crop, particularly because it is sometimes it is difficult to replace a crop, but addition of a crop is comparatively easier than the replacement because sometimes farmers are not ready to accept our replacement approach, but addition approach can work. So this in the rice kilo area, this our legumes and oilseed can be taken. So our conservation agriculture based practices combined with our legumes crops gives the better soil fertility or soil health improvement we can see. So here you can see that when we have this conservation tillage practices, then there is a better water stable aggregates and soil microbial biomass carbon as compared to our conventional system. Similarly, under the system where rice wheat cropping is there, so, and we are having some legume-based cropping system, then there is a better soil physical or chemical properties are there. And for the rice fallow area, some legumes and other oilseed crops like this, our mustard crop and lentil and linseed, and we can see it is also improving our system productivity. So whatever system productivity we were having the rice based system or rice fallow system. So when we have this other legumes and oilseed crop in a relay based cropping system, so we can increase our system productivity as well as we can improve our water use efficiency. We can reduce our other greenhouse gas emission. So from the sustainability point of view, we can also think how these legumes and oilseed crops can be taken up where the resources are limited, water is limited, and that area is not under cultivation. So in that area, we can take as an additional crop, we can put these legumes and oilseed. So other here you can see that for the rice wheat crop, there is a replacement approach, and this maize and all crops and sesame, this particularly system, one study was carried out and it was found that under the Eastern Gangetic Plain. So when we have the maize and all crops means vegetables and then sesame means oilseed. So there is more system productivity as well as better relative production as well as economic efficiency was there. So you can see that as compared to the rice wheat cropping system, all the cropping systems were having the higher rice equivalent yield as well as other production and economic efficiency. So we have to think how we can change these cropping system, how we can, because we have to fit our cropping system in the farmer's need. In the experiment, we have found many cropping systems which are good as compared to the farmer practices, but there are other practical limitations which farmers is facing. So we have to also keep in mind, okay, what are the available resources, what are the problem of the farmer, so that we have to see. Because generally, when we recommend some vegetables to the farmers, then definitely he will be concerned about the market where he is going to sell out. Because some of the perishable crops, it is very difficult to store such type of the crops for a longer period of time. So sometimes from the protective point of view or from the risk minimizing point of view, farmers are also taking some these non-perishable type of crops. And here in this study, there was better soil chemical and biological properties were there, and there was improvement in the soil this bacterial population as well as soil organic carbon and nitrogen content was higher as compared to the rice wheat cropping system. And there is huge potential of this Rabi maize. So particularly in the Bihar and West Bengal, so we can promote this Rabi maize. So it gives a better return. And now slowly it is improving. The area under the Rabi maize is increasing under our eastern part of the country. Other than this, the South Indian condition also are very favorable for the Rabi maize. And whole South Indian condition are suitable for the Rabi maize cultivation. And from the intensification of sugarcane based cropping system, so when we are having the autumn planting, then all our Rabi season crops are suitable and that can be cultivated. Because when we plant our sugarcane in the October, then after the germination, they due to the low temperature, its growth is reduced or checked. So that period we can utilize for our Rabi season crops. So there is huge opportunity. Even this garlic and onion, these are giving the very high prices or return to the farmers when they go in the intercropping. And during the spring planting, also short duration, our different legume crops we can have. And in the ratoon crop, then we are having the sugarcane after the harvesting of the plant crop, then second crop, when it grows on the roots of the earlier crop. So that is known as ratoon crop. So in that also some different fodder crops we can have, like our barsim we can have, other than this gobi sarso you must be knowing, that also we can have. So different fodder crops also we can sow as a broadcasting in the return crops, and then that area also again we can utilize for the fodder crops. So these are the some of the comparative studies how our different sugarcane plus legumes are giving the better yield as compared to the sour sugarcane. Similarly, for the vegetables, we can have oilseed. We can take as a our um, intercrop. Then other high value crops we can have. So in that way, we can increase our the system productivity or per unit productivity through the intensification or through the intercropping in the sugarcane crop. And if we want to intensify area, then integrated farming system is a very good approach because a farmer need everything. He also need fruits. He need our crops, oils, legumes, pulses, and other than these fruits, vegetables. So everything we have to work in the integrated farming system approach. This we can't do our research in silos, different perspective we can't do. So integrated farming system approach we have to take. So because for the resource utilization is it is very important, and recycling of resources within the system is very important. So we also have to focus how all the our whatever crops and cropping systems we are selecting, how it is fitting in our existing integrated farming system. Because each and every farmer is having its own integrated farming system. He may be having few animals and only crop components. So it is also a part of the farming system. It is not a matter how many components he is having, but each and every farmer is having its own integrated farming system. So in the what best way we can integrate, that will be our approach. That should be our approach. Otherwise, when we are going to replace each and everything, then our adoption rate will be, because farmer will not adopt whatever we are suggesting, they will not adopt. So in that way, we have to think how we can put our new technologies or new approaches or new crops in, how that can be fit the best fit in the existing farming system. So this is all about from my side. Thank you very much. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, so you are most welcome.
Thank you, sir. Very nice presentation. If anybody have any question, please ask and raise their hand.
Yeah, I can see one question is there from Ankita Tiwari. How this carbon sequestration can help in sustainable agriculture. So sustainable agriculture means we have to produce for our present generation, as well as we have to conserve resources for our future generation. So carbon sequestration means we will increase the carbon content in our soil, uh, whatever are the sources, either through the cultivation of the different crops and incorporation of the different residues. So in that way, we increase our whatever content is available, whatever organic carbon content is available in our soil. So we will store and we will storage that carbon for a longer period of time. Longer period of time means we will store that carbon for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So for the long period time, storage will be there. It is not a carbon sequestration. We are storing our carbon for a one season or like that. So in that way, we will increase our soil fertility, and another way we will reduces our greenhouse gas emission in terms of the CO. When we are sequestering our carbon in the soil, means we are reducing or releasing whatever releasing is there. We will reduce that. So in that way, whatever climate change impact is there, so we can minimize or we can say we can reduce the impact is there, whatever impact is there. Other than this, Alok Man is asking, is there is burning or limelight topping nowadays of carbon credit? Is it helpful in precision farming? Yeah, with respect to the carbon credit, now government is also promoting this carbon credit concept. Earlier, we were talking more about the carbon credit, but there was nothing on the ground. But now it is coming up on the ground, and now some companies have come up and they are also started giving carbon credits to the farmers. So there are few companies which are giving carbon credits, and now we have set the different guidelines for the carbon credits. So uh, now it is slowly it is coming, and in the near future you will see that if farmers is doing some uh, conservation agriculture practices or some environment friendly practices, then he will get the some remuneration in terms of the carbon credit. Nowadays, for the establishment of some our recycling units, or particularly this vermicomposting units, some governments are also providing uh, in terms of the subsidy they are giving, but now they are converting it into the carbon credit in terms of in the terms of the carbon credit. So in the near future, you will see on the ground how carbon credit farmers will get. Now, the organic farming also farmers can get carbon credit for the organic farming. Uh, then next question is how integrated farming system incorporate in the rain-fed condition. So integrated farming system means we have to select the enterprises which are complementary to each other. So there should be no competition, or if there is a no interlinkage, then it is not a good enterprises. So for the each and every condition, we can have the enterprises. For the rain-fed condition, we have to see what are the areas, what are the opportunities we can have. So rain-fed area also, because rain-fed area is not static. So the area where is a huge rainfall, then that is also a rain-fed area, and even comparatively less rainfall, that is also a rain-fed area. Because rain-fed means the area is totally dependent on the rain. So there is difference between the dryland and the rain-fed. Uh, but as per the availability of the resources, we can integrate the different resources. If you see the western part of the Rajasthan, then there is a Godri, and these are the very good opportunity for the integration in the farming system with other. Means we can have some perennial fodder crops, we can have some other fruits plant, we can have other low water requiring crops we can have. So in that way, we can formulate our integrated farming system for that particular area. Considering the whatever resources are available with the farmers, what are the other market facilities are available. So an integrated farming system depends on the many aspects. What other socio-economic aspects also we have to see. Then next question is
By
how we
Sanjay
can
Narwal. Next question is by Sanjay Narwal. Groundwater depletion is great concern
groundwater
in.
depletion is great concern in the north, and there is any alternative as farmers are not ready to shift from the rice to other crops. Yeah. So government is promoting, and now you can see that government is promoting this rice in the direct seeded rice, and there is some incentives is also there for per acre area. I don't know exact amount for that, but now Punjab government is giving some incentive to the farmers which are adopting this direct seeded rice. So we have to reduce, if we can't shift a crop, we have to modify our agronomy. Because in the traditional rice or in the puddle transplanted rice, it was observed that farmers are unnecessarily they are giving a lot of irrigation, and due to the free electricity is also concerned, because it is a political issue, and every government want to be in the power, so they don't want to change this free electricity policy. So yeah, there is some political issues are also there, but now slowly this direct seeded area is also increasing. This zero till wheat is increasing. Even now this area under maize also increasing. So slowly it will change. All of a sudden nothing is going to happen, but over the period of time it will happen. Because when this water will be not available, then it will be not possible to grow rice. Yeah, canal irrigation system is there. So they are growing, but for the future point of view, we have to replace this rice with the other, or we have to replace or modify our agronomy. Yeah, other than this,
Next question is by Anuradha.
Sir, am I audible?
yeah,
Yeah, Tamanna audible.
There is one
Tamanna,
doubt. How precision farming can be implemented in areas like Mahendragarh Reward, where what is the limiting factor?
yeah, precision farming means it is a really if water is the limited in the Mahendragarh district, then it is a really very important. We whatever resources we are having, we should use these resources in a precise way. So if area is having the limited water availability, then we have to use some other irrigation approaches. This flood irrigation system is not going to work now. Sprinkler irrigation system is there, drip irrigation system is there. Even researchers are trying this drip irrigation system in the rice based cropping system also. So actually there is the need, there is the innovation. So you can see in the whole your this whatever area is adjacent to the Rajasthan, this Hisar. So this sprinkler irrigation is coming up, and in the whole this Rajasthan area, this sprinkler irrigation is a very common, this micro sprinkler irrigation or drip irrigation system. And we can also use different sensor based now drip irrigation systems are also there. So if there is a particular soil moisture is coming up, this soil moisture tension is this much, so automatically that emitter will release the water. So now technologies are coming up, and definitely these precision farming practices further it will improve. Uh, so precision farming means we have to use whatever resources are available precisely. We have to use. So if water is a limiting factor, then definitely there will be precision will be there. You will be seeing that in your area, farmers are adopting some water saving approaches or this drip irrigation and all other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
the question candidate. So, sir, how breeding a role in a role of precision farming? I repeat, how breeding can play a role in farming?
yeah, actually, I am a person of agronomy, so it will be very difficult to answer this particular question for the breeding point of view. But uh, simply, I can say that suppose for the precision farming, when we are applying, suppose I say I have to apply my sensor-based, I have to apply my fertilizers or any chemical. So how my plants is taking or absorbing these nutrients. So that where in this place breeding work can help if a particular variety is absorbing more through its leaves, or if some variety is having the more root density or root growth, or you can see diversity in terms of the spread, it is having more. So then we can say that some our precision farming activities like this drip irrigation system, sprinkler irrigation system, it can work. Or if suppose a variety is having the less water requiring, there are the different varieties. If a high yielding variety requires the more nutrients for the production, then we have to apply more nutrients. So if a variety is having less water requirement or less nutrient requirement and can give the higher productivity, then also this our our nano fertilizer, nano urea. So there is a question how our nutrient requirement from the nano urea can be provided from a one bottle or like this. So if something can be changed in the breeding aspect, then it can also help in the breeding in the precision farming.
Well answered. So, sir, the next question is can livestock help in the role of sustainable or precision goal?
Yeah, when we talk about the organic farming, when we talk about the sustainable agriculture, then comes in our mind, it comes this natural farming or some integrated crop management or nutrient management, this organic farming and integrated farming system. So in all these practices, these are the animal centric. Without the livestock, this organic farming is not possible. Even integrated farming system is not possible. So for the we have to go for the integrated approach of the nutrient management. Then we need the FYM and other things. So it will come from the livestock only. And if we need if we are growing this fodder crops, so where it will go? It will go to our livestock only. We need the nutrients in terms of the nutrient security in terms of the milk. So it will come from the livestock. So if everything is on the farm, then it will be more sustainable as compared to when we are going for purchasing for each and every input in the market. So definitely livestock is an integral part for the sustainability.
Okay, moving on. Most Indian farmers have small land holding. With the implementation of precision farming to these farmers, the expense of technology and equipment may outweigh the potential benefits or profit. Can you comment?
Yeah, actually, there is no need to purchase each and every implement by the each and every farmer. Now, custom hiring centers are also being established by the different government agencies. Different NGOs are also working. So there is no need to purchase each and every technology. We can use these technologies and some on the rent basis also. This custom hiring center you must be knowing. So a particular place where all the equipments will be there. If you need, you go there, you take these that particular equipment, use it, and again put it there. So there is no need to use now drones are coming up. So there is no need to purchase drone for each and every farm. Custom hiring centers will be there. They will come up. They will spray in your field according to the charges, whatever charges are fixed by the custom hiring center, they will do the operation and they will do. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is, what should be the most basic model for integrated farming, which we can suggest to small farmers, which they can easily adopt without much.
Yeah, there is nothing specific integrated farming system, but it depends on the whatever the resources are available with the farmers. What is the location? Because if a farmer is near to the national highway or near to the city, then he can go for the vegetable based cropping or some high value crops he can take. But a farmer is somewhat away from the main city or main the road or connectivity issues there, then he can go for the other type of the crop. So there is a nothing rule, hard and fast rule, what kind of the farming system should be there. It depends on the availability of the resources in the nearby area. Even sometimes socio-economic aspects, social aspects are also very important. Here we can see that pig rearing is a very good option, but socially it is not acceptable. Then you can't go for the pig rearing. So it depends on the many factors, but you should try whatever your market dependency for the input should be minimized. So in that way, you can, if you have some, means suppose you have a very near to city you are there. So livestock based farming system could be a one option. Then vegetable based farming could be a one option. So it depends on the resources. It is very hard to say which farming. Suppose you are near to the city, but you don't have manforce, family manforce to work in the field. Then in that condition, also this vegetable-based farming is a not good option. We have seen here in the at the farmers' field, these farmers are very close to the city, and we have suggested for the vegetable cultivation. They simply say कि हमारे तो 50 साल से ज्यादा की उम्र हो गई, अब खेत में वेजिटेबल में कौन काम करेगा. So it depends ki what kind of resources are available. If working force is more than 50 or 60 years age and his siblings or childs are not working in the field, then we have to think for other options. Yeah.
What is the future of nano-urea?
Yeah. What is the future of nano urea? Actually, it is at present no or much scientific evidence is required for the nano urea. Still, it is in confusion how much it is effective. So, still research is needed, and definitely these nanotechnologies are very effective. And over the period of time, it is going to be future of nano only. So, other products will come up in the near future, and But from the nutrient point of view, so far I'm not clear about the this nano urea.
Okay. So the next question is, what are the basic and principal objective of agriculture other than conserving the water fertilizer?
What are the basic principle and objective? So objective is the clear. Whatever resources we have, we want to use them precisely. We don't want to waste them. Suppose I know that whatever 100 kg nitrogen I am putting, only 50 kg of the nitrogen is going to taken by the plants. So our efforts should be that whatever wastage is there, we can minimize that. So that is our objective, or you can say that is the principle only. So what here in the precision farming, we say we have to feed our crop, not to the soil. So what is the requirement of the crop? We have to provide that only. So whatever losses are there, we have to reduce. Yeah.
So the next question is, what is the role played by precision farming in the Indian agriculture and Indian economy?
Yeah, economy point of view, I can say Indian agriculture or economy point of view, if you must be knowing that this fertilizer subsidy is a huge burden for the Indian government. You must be knowing that a bag of urea is being sold out at the rate of 250 to 300 rupees per bag, but at the subsidized rate, but its real prices is more than 2,000 rupees. So more than 1,700 rupees as a subsidy government is promoting, and the use efficiency of this nutrient is very low, around 30 or 40%. So around 60, more than 60% of the nutrient whatever we are adding in terms of the nitrogen, that is being lost, and it also affecting our water bodies, environment. So in that way, that precision farming means application of the nutrients or other agrochemicals as per the crop need. So we can increase the economy of the farmers, because when we are reducing the input cost, then again there are two terms to improve the profitability of the farmers. Either you increase the productivity, that increase your net return, or you reduce with the same production, you can reduce your cost of production. So this precision farming reduces the cost of production. So in that way, you can increase your net return. Yeah. And
So the next question, management of farming. Whether post-harvest management is a part of
yeah, post-harvest management precision, again, it is a part of, because whatever resources you are having, you have to use it precisely. Suppose you have produced something, but you are not able to manage that particular produce. So there was no use of producing that one. So post-harvest management is also very important, and how precisely we can go for the storage or transportation. So these are also part, how we can do the value addition. That is also part of this post-harvest management.
Okay. What type of data is required in precision agriculture?
What type of data required? Next data, I don't know what is the perception of this question, but I simply say that data means, suppose I want to manage my nitrogen through the sensor-based management. Then I need the sensors which will give data to my machine, and that then accordingly it will release my nutrients. Yeah. So what type of data means? Suppose for the nitrogen management, generally it is green seeker, NDVI value, chlorophyll content. So these are the data we can see. And in terms of the water management, we can see how much moisture content is there. So what is the soil tension is there, water tension is there. So these are the data we can say. And then next question is, as India is a food sufficient, so
As India from intensive agriculture,
as India is a food sufficient, so we set from intensive agriculture to our daily addiction sector. Yeah, At present, we are food sufficient, but we are not nutritional secure. You know, we are sufficient in the production of these cereals. Still, we are deficient in the legumes. Still, we are deficient or we are depending on the import for the oil seeds. Yeah, we are doing very good for the different vegetables and fruits, but we are not nutritional sufficient. But other value addition sectors means post harvesting we are doing, and so still we have to work. We still intensive agriculture we are doing okay, but some of the diversification in terms of the oilseed and legumes we have to do. Still there is a huge need. Even some area where this our uh, land is not in cultivation, we can brought that into our cultivation. Also, post harvest product will be more or less from the precision farming. Yeah, so I don't know how I should answer for this question. Sorry for that. My
One
PhD
of the
research.
students carrying out research on farming, sir. So he's asking on which thing he focus on that he do his research.
So I think अगर आप PhD कर रहे हैं प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग पे एग्रोनॉमी में कर रहे हैं तो आई थिंक आपका सिनॉप्सिस में सब कुछ डिसाइड हुआ होगा. तो अब आपका सिनॉप्सिस में क्या है उस चीज से पता लगेगा कि आप क्या चीज कर रहे हैं, क्या प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग में क्या. प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग बहुत बड़ी टर्म है. तो प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग में आप किस चीज का प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं और आपका सिनॉप्सिस में आई थिंक वो वेल थॉट होगी और उसमें जो डिसाइडेड हुआ होगा वो सही हुआ होगा. अभी डिसाइड नहीं हुआ है सर. तो ये बड़ा ट्रिकी है इसमें.
Any other questions?
ये थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी है
Yes,
इसमें.
sir.
तो मैं क्या बता सकता हूँ, आपका चेयरमैन थोड़ा ज्यादा क्लियर बताएगा.
बिल्कुल डॉक्टर साहब, वो कमेटी मेंबर्स डिसाइड करेंगे क्या रिसर्च
हाँ.
रहेगी. हाँ, इट्स ओके. प्रिसीजन
या प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग में एआई तो है ही. बस जो सेंसर्स हैं जो सब कुछ है वो तो एआई से ही है. यस.
Any other doubt? Please
Any
raise
other-
their hand, or either they can put in chat box their queries or any doubt is there. So very nice presentation.
Any other queries, participants? Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Hope very listen. So, serving lecture cropping, intensification, diversification, systems have enlightened a lot for us about the introduction as for growing pattern ranging from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, north to south. Thank you, sir. Very beautiful presentation.
Thank you very much. And I would also like to thank Team Sahas for inviting me and giving this opportunity to interact with all the participants. And I appreciate your whatever you have taken initiative for the students. So it is really well appreciated.
Yes.
And best of luck. Special thanks to Kunal because I know Kunal since 2018 because I was in a training at Harvard. So he was doing his MSc from Dharwad only. So at that time we were there. Still we are in the touch. So I would like to thank Kunal for inviting me. And
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
So, participants, let us all keep the enthusiasm alive and let us set up next week with support we have in 1 month, right?